This summer, the Financial Times published an account of the architect Renzo Piano, in which it said that he has achieved rock star status, and one of the people who has made that status possible is Giorgio Bianchi, who is right now in Paris talking to me. We are going to be speaking about the significant Morgan Library and expansion, which was completed in 2006 and which has helped make the Renzo Piano's subsequent work in New York City the talk of the town. How are you doing today?
I'm very good, thank you. Very good, and you?
I'm fine. I'm glad to hear that there's noise in the background and that you are surprised.
We are. I'm at my desk at the office, so there are people moving. So you see the life of the office.
That's good. It makes good video.
Okay, good.
I'm required to say that my name is Joel Solkoff. That this is an exclusive interview for eArchitect UK, specifically for my editor, Adrian Welsh, who has been so kind to me in terms of allowing me to pursue the excitement I have been feeling about the Morgan Library, which was completed in 2006, 100 years after the original library.
Correct.
And so I am here in Pennsylvania, in the middle of the state, where there are more cows than people. And I'm talking to you from the university, Penn State University, from the virtual reality lab for the construction industry that is run by Professor John Mesner, where I am a research assistant. That is, of course, in addition to being an editor for eArchitect. I have a script. Do you have your script?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Yes, I do. Yes. Okay.
Okay, so the big problem I have is that sometimes I get off track, so I'm relying on you to make sure that we stay on subject.
Okay.
So the subject is, what is the role of the partner in charge of the major project? And specifically, what role did you play in being the partner in charge of the Morgan?
So the role of the partner in charge in general of the office, either in Paris or in Genoa where we have the other office, is to manage a project from A to Z. And we manage the day-by-day problem of the project. We manage the design, and we are the link between Mr. Piano and the rest of the team. Mr. Piano is present on all the projects, but our job is really to facilitate his life by being the person in charge of a specific project. For the Morgan Library, it was exactly the same situation. So I was responsible of the entire project. I started from the very beginning, and I finished when the Morgan was completed. And my role was exactly to follow the project, to do whatever was necessary in order to have the good achievement of the project itself.
Now, you were living in Paris and working in Paris at the time of the Morgan project?
Yes, I was already in Paris. I'm Italian. I was born in Genova, where the other office is. I started to work at the Genova office 29 years ago. And when we got the project of the Morgan Library, and the Morgan Library invited us to make the renovation for them. I was already in Paris. I'm at this office since 19 years at this moment. Yeah.
I see. Which office is the headquarters office?
Either one are have the same importance. This one is a little bit bigger because of we could expand. In general, we could not. Because the office is very special. It's on the hill, so it's a special building. This one had the opportunity to expand, while the other one has more difficult to expand. But in general, we have also a foundation, which is related to the name of Mr. Piano, where we have all the archives of the 35 years of the company. So there is not the most important project, and the projects are divided between one and the other projects following the availability of some of the partners. I mean, I'm available now to do this project, and so we start from Paris. Otherwise, sometimes we start from Genova for the same reason.
Well, you just got off the plane from Athens.
Yeah, I arrived last night. Yeah, at 11 o'clock. Yeah, where we have another big site. We are building in Athens the National Opera House and the National Library. This is a project which is sponsored by the Summers Nyarko Foundation, who was also the sponsor of the exhibition in New York that you've seen at the Gregorian Gallery. And we are on site. The site is going well and fast and quick, and so I need to be present quite often at the moment. And it was exactly the same for the Morgan. When the Morgan needed me to be present, I went there.
So you would spend months at the Morgan in New York? You'd fly back and forth?
Many. I mean, I was in New York more or less every month. And then at the end, when it was necessary to be more present, maybe I spend a little bit more time, and then when more often I stay more. But it depends. We cannot predict the time that we spend in a place. We try to understand with the development of the job, and we go when it's necessary.
I see. This is the point at which I am going to show a picture of the completed Morgan Library.
Yeah.
Completed in 2006.
Yes.
Which will be followed by a photograph of Grand Central Station in New York, which many of our viewers recognize as a New York City place. And it's a New York City place that's only 6 blocks away from the Morgan. And I am intrigued by the creative vision of Renzo Piano. By the way, since we're being informal here, do you call him Renzo, or what do you call him?
Renzo. Yeah.
You call him Renzo. So we can call him Renzo, okay?
Yeah, Renzo.
Okay, Renzo. Okay. So the story that I have, which I think is confirmable, is that Renzo decided that he would investigate, I think this was in 2004, whether or not he wanted to accept the commission. So he got on the plane and he flew to the United States, Paris. And
for the Morgan, you mean?
For the Morgan.
No, it was not 2004. It was in 2000. We were invited in July 2000. July
2000.
Yeah, 2000.
It was at that point that Umberto Eco, the novelist,
When we were invited, the story is that when we were invited, it was the end of July. I flew to New York to see the site.
Yes.
I came back and I explained to Renzo the site, and it was very interesting, very complicated, and very special.
Yes.
And so then in September we went to present ourselves to the board of trustees of the Morgan Library in order for them to understand if they like to work with us or not. And it was September 11, 2000, and the board said, okay, we want to work with you. In the meantime, Renzo spoke with Umberto Eco, and that we know very well. We did something together in the past, and he said this is a very, very important institution. You should work on this institution. It will be fantastic. It will be great. So we were already convinced, but let's say that Umberto Eco has also his word in pushing us to do this job.
Uh-huh. And Umberto Eco had two recommendations.
Yeah.
One recommendation was that you not spoil the character of the neighborhood, the Murray Hill neighborhood, which does not have high rises there.
Yes.
And but the most significant suggestion was that Renzo reread Borges's short novel called either The Infinite Library or The Tower of Babel. And and when the plane landed, Renzo had drawn some sketches and come up with the idea of the vault.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, there is a at the exhibit that I attended at the Gagosian, there is a photograph of a drawing that Renzo made. Was that the drawing that he made on the plane?
Probably, presumably, yes. I cannot sign anything about that, but we did many sketches about the idea of the vault, because we consider that an institution like that, with all this treasure, should have a vault that was not just a concrete box, or was something more. The vault is also a place for a researcher. It's also a place where people work, and in order to give this sense of the treasure that they have, we wanted to create a vault that was as much open as possible. That's why the idea of the infinite library of Borges, or even some of the images of that from the name of the rose of Umberto Eco, where you have this fantastic library. The idea of having a space where you can feel the presence of the treasure. And so we started to design this vault in a very open way.
I'm sorry, you designed the vault itself, right?
We designed the vault itself. Yeah, the vault is part of.
Let me back you up for a moment here.
Sure.
Okay? We're talking about a collection that was put together by J.P. Morgan.
Yes.
At the time, J.P. Morgan was the richest man in the United States.
Yeah.
He spent more than half his fortune on art. We are talking about art treasure on par with, the Morgan Library has three Gutenberg Bibles.
Yes, correct.
More than any other museum in the world.